So yeah, I'm pretty confused by that statement. You said that the whiskey groups that we posted our bottle picks photos in. You said that the feedback from the bottle pick photos that I posted in the whiskey groups is putting the toasted barrel at third of the three.
A couple of them, yeah.
Huh.
Faith says Miss Claudine is going to join them.
Awesome.
Miss Claudine is their kitty cat.
I like kitty cats. I have two.
Should I give them a call?
Yeah, do it.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hey.
I heard that there's a Miss Claudine.
Like Claudine.
Claudine?
Yeah. She's somewhere now.
Well, I heard that she was going to join us at some point, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well, she likes to steal Tim's chair whenever Tim stands up, but
Okay.
I don't know where she ran off to.
was
I'm
that?
so turned around. Days and time don't make any sense to me.
Well, usually between Christmas and New Year's, everybody's kind of in this weird, bloated, I'm always full on cheese and bread mode.
Yes.
And then New Year's hits and everybody tries to focus on whatever their resolutions are, which from time to time, well, for a lot of people, it's like dieting and weight loss. So there goes the cheese, there goes all the sweet. But I have yet to figure out what my resolution is going to be. You two don't have resolutions?
No. I think the last time we talked with Wayne, one of your guys' resolutions was shorter podcasts instead of like 4-hour epic.
And video.
And video, right?
And video. Yeah. We were going to try to do that by the end of the year.
We're working on video.
Well,
should we get going?
Yeah, I guess if you're going to bring up the resolution that we had completely forgotten about making shorter videos or shorter episodes, I guess we'd better get into it, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Welcome, dear listener, to the Savor the Burn podcast. My name is Jonathan. Across the table from me is Mr. W2. How do you do?
I'm doing well, and you?
Excellente. It looks like we've got a couple Elijah Craigs that we're going to try out tonight. But
Yes, sir.
before we get to that, we have some special guests.
We
Who are
do.
they?
We have my sister and brother-in-law, Faith and Tim.
What up?
Hey.
Thanks
Yes.
for having us back.
All the way from Knox Vegas again.
Knox Vegas.
Knox Vegas.
Yeah, we're going to try to enjoy some Kentucky hugs from this.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that where Elijah Craig is distilled?
No.
Where
Yeah,
is
in
it?
Kentucky.
They're
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Is it Kentucky? Okay.
Yeah.
So it will be a true Kentucky hug.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it looks like first on the docket tonight is Elijah Craig Small Batch Bourbon, the OG, the original, coming in at, what was it, 93 proof?
94 proof.
94 proof. I wrote that down wrong. I'm going to have to fix my shit. 94 proof. And so this is just your normal, everyday Elijah Craig.
This is
Bottle.
one of the cheapest bourbons out there,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
it's kind of one of the better ones that you can get. For $23 for a 750 is a pretty standard MSRP for it.
Yeah.
What's it go for out your way?
It's probably closer to 30, and just for the sake of picking one up at our local store before tonight's episode, I think we paid 33 for it. But
That's still not bad.
Right in that range, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right in the same range as the Jim Beam Black Label, the extra age.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know why every time these microphones kick on, I got to talk about fucking Jim Beam. Anyway, back
What's wrong
to
with that?
Are they paying us?
No, they're not. I really wish they would,
Yeah,
though.
they should.
At least throw me a frickin' T-shirt.
Who do we need to talk to?
Throw me a frickin' bone, Jim Beam. I'll get on the horn with Suntory. What is it? Suntory what?
Beam Centauri.
Beam Suntory.
Oh.
Whatever. I'll get a hold of them And I'd be like, we demand respect. And I'll pound my finger against the desk, and it'll make awful sounds like, we demand respect.
So I could be completely wrong, because once I read something, it like goes into part of my brain and it doesn't always get recalled the same way. But I believe like Elijah Craig and Heaven Hill was founded by a Beam, correct? Like somebody from the Beam family was distilling when they created Elijah Craig, right? I don't know. We may have to research that. Don't hold me to it.
Yeah, I'm skimming through what I've got here, and I don't see anything. I see
Heaven Hill.
You mean way back in
Brands
1952?
Yeah, back when the Kaiser took the nickel away from us.
It looks like 2016 is one of their earliest releases.
Still family owned. In fact, they're the only family owned production house left in Kentucky. God bless the Shapira family. The Spirit brands owned and controlled by Heaven Hill includes Evan Williams, Elijah Craig, and their namesake Heaven Hill, and many dozens more.
It wouldn't surprise me, because I mean, when you dig into the Beam family, there's a lot there. I mean, between Little Book, Booker's, Baker, they're all part of that Beam family. And,
Knob.
Knob Creek.
Yeah, I just finished off a Knob Creek rye yesterday.
Yeah.
Sad to see it go. So good.
Was it full when you started?
When I started, yes.
Was it full yesterday?
It was not
when
full
you started?
yesterday. No.
Okay.
It was not.
Yeah, it looks like Parker Beam and his father Earl Beam back in the 60s. So if you go back far enough,
Yeah.
they're all intertwined somehow.
Back in the which 60s? 1960s? Okay.
It's crazy how when you start kind of drawing the lines and all this, just how everything traces back to one or two families or companies. It's like, the other day when I realized that the
It wasn't Old Forester.
no,
It was
1792
Yeah.
is a
Sazerac.
that is owned by Sazerac.
Sazerac
Distilled by
owns
Barton Distillery, which is owned by Sazerac. So they are a sister to Buffalo Trace. So it's just crazy. All these different. I had no idea, but it's like they're all under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
It's a damn
I feel
monopoly.
like there should be a college university somewhere that's offering like continuing education.
Urban history.
Would you like a whiskey history class?
Is that what the Wizard Academy does next to the Whiskey Tribe podcast guys?
That's a great question.
That's a good question.
I think he does something like that. He turns
think
people
you're
into
right.
like professional drinkers.
Yeah.
And possibly distillers or something. Something like that.
Uncertified.
Sommeliers or
Yeah.
is that pronounced right? Sommelier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. That's how we pronounce it in Raytown.
Have you ever looked up to see how expensive that school is, though?
No, I have not.
It's ever bit as expensive as a lot of your premier colleges.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I could probably go on YouTube and learn stuff for free.
Yeah.
I could just go down to the liquor store and get a couple bottles and
Right.
Or you could subscribe to the Savor the Burn podcast and learn all kinds of things.
Absolutely.
Click that like button.
Or as Tommy Boy would say, I could get a good look at a T-bone by sticking my head up a bull's ass, but I'd rather take the butcher's word for it.
That works too.
Good times. Good times. So,
this it says here that the Heaven Hill Distilleries is unique. That's worded weird, but whatever. They are one of the oldest and largest bourbon distillers in the world. They have the second largest standing inventory of aging bourbon, and they have grown to become the seventh largest supplier of spirits in the U.S. But they are still family owned. In fact, they are the only family owned production house left in Kentucky. God bless the Shapira family.
sounds right to me.
Shapira family. The spirit brands owned and controlled by Heaven Hill includes Evan Williams, Elijah Craig, and their namesake Heaven Hill, and many dozen more. If you are already a fan of Elijah Craig bourbon, and who isn't, you might already know that the small batch product was released in early 2016 as a non-age statement replacement for the Elijah Craig 12-year. Small batch is a mix of genuine Elijah Craig aged between 8 and 12 years and blended to taste. Of course, they did this to meet demand, and yes, the average age is now a bit younger, but don't let the NAS slow you down. Seriously, it's delicious. 47% ABV, and it has won double gold medals and been named Best of the Best and Best Bourbon twice.
That's a lot of hype.
Huzzah!
Yeah.
That's a lot of hype, but
That's really interesting, though, that before 2016, this was bottled as a 12-year
Yeah.
bourbon. You're
I
not...
think probably everything was at that point,
Yeah.
right? That was kind of at the beginning of the bourbon boom. So.
I would also say that if it was packaged as a 12-year, it also was not on the shelf for $23 or $30.
Well, it probably was back then. Everything was back then.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
I mean, you could get Pappy on the shelf, like back in maybe not 2016, but
Get on that time machine.
I know, no kidding.
Yeah.
Had we known then what we know now,
well,
smells delicious.
apparently to Andrew and the Whiskey Tribe, we were just talking about in the Whiskey Tribe Facebook group. Andrew says Elijah Craig is criminally underrated to me. Let everyone chase Weller all day. I'll take this stuff. So that's giving it high praise for sure.
Yep. I don't know. I've become quite attached to and fond of my 107.
You jerk. You lucky jerk.
Oh, I am determined. I am going to score some more bottles of that.
Good.
Let's score
What's
a
his
case.
name? Jonathan,
Yeah.
is his name
Let's go
Lucky
big.
Dog? Lucky Dog W2 or
I don't
Lucky
remember.
Dog?
I don't know. He's had so many nicknames.
Wizard Fingers.
I usually stick to Wizard Fingers because every time I come over here, there's some kind of catastrophe, and he's
98%.
He's somehow managed to smooth it like a sheet, just silk sheet smooth, like Wizard Fingers.
Yeah.
That's the secret to being happily married, Mr. Tim.
Yeah.
Keep that in.
Hey, we're a few weeks away from 21 years of being married, so
Look at that.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
yeah. Think we got it figured out over here.
Excellent.
So, if we haven't figured it out by now,
Maybe in another 21 years.
Yeah.
We've almost been married long enough to drink, right?
that's right.
Yeah.
My 21st birthday is coming up.
Yeah.
What are you guys going to do to celebrate?
Drink bourbon.
I mean,
Bourbon.
it's a family show. Let's keep it. Heyo.
Okay.
So, what do you guys think about this here on the nose? You guys are no stranger to Elijah Craig, and well, neither is Mr. W2 here. But I haven't had it in a very long time, and this is for me. It's super sweet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, got some citrus in there. You know, vanilla,
Yep.
caramel,
I get the mint.
mint.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to say that the mint is actually, looking at the notes, the mint is the one thing that I'm not pulling on the nose.
It
What's
says
funny-
I guess it says a dash of mint.
So we, I pulled out my little bourbon journal here, and I wrote down in my journal back in August, and I put down caramel, mint, and cinnamon back then, and I'm getting that same thing here.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not getting the cinnamon on the nose this time, but yeah, I'm definitely getting the vanilla, the orange or citrus, whatever, Jonathan, what you were getting.
Lots
maybe
of
not
vanilla.
so much the mint, but yeah, it smells delicious.
Yeah. It does.
Well,
Nice.
let's get it on the palate.
Copper color.
Oh. Smooth.
Got a little bit of
Damn.
spice, but it's not overpowering. That is super sweet.
Yeah.
And like you said, smooth.
A lot
Yeah.
of cinnamon and nutmeg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That baking spice I kind of get.
It's like a honey sweetness. What
Yeah.
does it say here in your notes? Rich with wood spice. I got that.
Yep.
Nutmeg. You guys called nutmeg and cinnamon toast. I love cinnamon toast.
Oh,
It is like Cinnamon Toast.
It is.
It's kind of like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That's how I got to be a fat boy.
Same, girl, same.
All right. Quick story. So I'm in the drive-thru today. I'm in passenger seat. My coworker Tim. We went through the drive-thru at a burger joint, and we get up to the door. So we got our order, we left, and we had to come back because we were supposed to pick something up for a coworker. We totally forgot until we got to the second destination, so we had to come back. We go through the drive-thru lane. She's like, "You guys again?" And I hold up my mashed wad of a hamburger wrapper, and I'm like, "Hey, y'all got bigger burgers than this, right? Like this burger's like really small." And she said, "How did she put it?" It's like, "Well, when it's cold outside, the burgers kind of shrink up a little bit." And I looked at her, I looked at Tim, and I looked back at her, and I said, "Girl, same." That was it was perfectly timed. Everything worked. The stars were aligned. Perfectly executed. The finish on this is I'm purposefully not looking at the notes. I don't want to cheat, but my eyes kind of want to, but I don't want to. But we argue with each other. I argue with my eyes all the time. So it's like a lingering honey sweet with oak that kind of hangs out towards the end. I'm not really the citrus doesn't carry on over to me, but the baking spices like the nutmeg and the cinnamon show up for me in the finish. How about you guys?
Is all wood.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of oak on the finish. What I love about this finish is it has a nice, well-rounded heat to it.
Yeah,
but it doesn't burn.
It's not offensive.
It just warms you up. It's that Kentucky hug.
Kentucky hug, not the Tennessee hug. The Kentucky hug.
Not the Tennessee.
Not to be confused with.
That's more of a bear hug. Fate's already over here jotting down numbers. I guess I need to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is hard because it's hard to do ratings without comparing it to other things. Because at the moment, like, this is really good. So I want to rate it how I'm drinking it right now.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, well, wait, I don't want to give it this rating because I don't like it more than such and such. You know what I mean?
Girl, same.
I feel like I'm terrible at rating things, and that mine is more of a pass-fail type of scale. Like, smash or pass is kind of where I'm at. Like, yeah.
Or you're up.
Yeah, so...
Your ratings are completely unique to you, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I like something, I'll go back to it again. I guess there's degrees of...
But for the rest of us, we got to, really think about it and be like...
Right.
Oh my God, Tim's been playing with little sound bites all day.
I had that DJ soundboard out.
He's like, burr, 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 burr.
Beep, 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 beep. The palate on this was really good. And the finish was really good, too.
Yeah.
And I guess this is
bottle
where
presentation. We didn't even talk about the bottle.
I like the bottle. I really like the bottle. I like the cork.
That chunk of, I think it's
Really
maybe a
thick.
cherry wood, maybe, or and then a real cork inside of it.
Yeah.
And I love how instead of just the round squared off top to it, it's nice and tapered, and so it contours the top of the glass.
Yeah, if you took the two-dimensional outline of a whiskey bottle like West Bottoms Whiskey Company, and you gave it a three-dimensional brick, depth or whatever, that's not the right word, but made it rectangular instead of full round. That's kind of what you got going on here. But the toppers on these things are unique because I saw one in one of the whiskey groups. Somebody said that their girlfriend or wife, somebody said that their wife got them a bottle of something as a surprise. And when they got home, they took a picture of it, and you could clearly see it was this shape right here.
Yeah.
And the wrapping was kind of, crumply around the actual bottle part of it. And I'm thinking, okay, so I'm enough of a snob to know that head up here at the top of the bottle.
Elijah Craig.
That's Elijah Craig. Now, that narrows down whose whiskey it is, but you don't know which whiskey it is.
It could be good or it could be really good.
Yeah, right?
That's kind of like at Christmas when
Right.
you had the bottle that you were like,
Okay, so I know it's Angel's Envy, but I don't know if it's the bourbon or if it's the rye. Either
Yeah.
way, it's going to be effing delicious.
Right.
And I got the rye.
so good.
Yeah. So with that said, talking about the bottle, does the bottle wow you in any way? Anybody? I can't say it wows me, but
I don't know if I would say it wows me. I love the unique topper on there, and it's very recognizable.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
without even being close enough to read it,
iconic in its own way.
It's an Elijah Craig bottle.
Yeah.
I like the embossing of the 1789.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the flat front and back because it makes for stacking,
Better storage for sure.
displaying a little easier. And I always like the Elijah Craig, the labels on the side. I don't know, like it makes it cleaner. And on some of the other offerings, it offers more information on the side. This where the UPC is.
Yeah.
This one,
Yeah,
not
this one
so much.
definitely does not. It just says Elijah Craig small batch.
Yeah.
But aren't they all small batch?
Well, some
Some are single barrel,
Single barrel? Oh.
single barrel, some are barrel proof, some are
and then the top has the Elijah Craig scripted into it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Very cool. And like you already pointed out, the natural cork
Yeah.
fits in there. Very nice.
Fine. I like it.
No,
I do too. I like it. So it's at least a 2.5.
my bottle looks like it's got all kinds of funky residues and fingerprints all over it because this was a birthday bottle that was gifted to me during my birthday party, but it was covered in little different colored bows.
Oh, okay.
And so I pulled all the bows off, and I'm trying to scrub all the sticky tape off. And
So when we think about what would garner a 5, a full 5 out of 5 on our scale on our bottle presentation, we think Booker's, in the box with the sliding glass window and the neck cradle and the wax dip and the ribbon and the whole damn thing, right? Every square inch of the Booker's box or package has been
to beat.
Has been branded and is full display, right?
Yep.
And so we call that a 5. But
Blanton's.
we also call the Blanton's. It comes in a little cardboard
Anytime
box.
there's a medallion on the top, it's going to have a 5.
Okay, like Tanqueray. So we were talking about Blanton's. It's got the it's in a cardboard box with inside. It's a globe shaped bottle with a horse and rider stopper inside a bag inside of a box.
Yeah.
That's a 5 to me. I would think. But if that's a 5, then so is possibly any of the Crown Royal. Because Crown Royal it's a super unique
comes in a box, comes in a bag.
box bag. It's got the topper. Yeah, it's a screw off lid, but
is screw-off.
the Crown lid is very super unique, and actually so is the bottle itself. Like you can't look at the bottle and just know that that's Crown Royal. So
Yeah.
I would consider that a 5 as well, even though it's fucking Crown Royal. But nothing against Crown Royal, but they've got a great legacy or whatever. Everybody loves them. I don't know if I 100% do or not. Reply hazy. I guess all replies are hazy when it comes to Crown Royal.
Some of their upper end.
I have not had any of their upper end stuff.
Their XR or some of the higher end ones start to get pretty decent, but it's also been a minute since I've had any, so I don't know if I'm just going off of a memory that doesn't have the comparison that I do today, or what. But
You know what? Maybe it bears mentioning that in the whiskey groups that we're a part of, I've never seen anybody post anything with Crown Royal in it.
I had the chance the other day to pick up a bottle of the Caribou.
You did?
I've seen it 2 or 3 times lately.
Wait, did you buy it?
I've passed on it.
How much was it?
$58.
Wait.
That's like a $300 bottle here.
Wait.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, that's.
I'm
after. So I've seen them, but I haven't seen them under 150, and I refuse to pay that.
I'm positive Ryman still has a couple on the shelf. Last time I was in there and got someone a bottle of Blanton's.
Yeah, I think the last time when you saw that for $150, that was also with 2 store picks.
Yeah,
interesting.
So it was buying 2 of their shitty store picks.
No, I was in there.
The Caribou for $150 for some Canadian whiskey.
If you could score me a Caribou,
I'll see if I can do that. I was picking up the Union Horse 10-year rye and a Blanton's, and I saw that sitting there. I'm like, tell me about this Caribou Crossing, and they're like, it's Canadian whiskey. I'm like, is it worth getting? What's your price on there? And the guy's like, it's not my thing. We're just MSRP on it, so it's $58.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that sounds like a really good deal, but
pour that at a bar here.
I got a pour of that at a restaurant because I figured I'm never gonna buy the bottle. I'm never gonna spend the money to buy the bottle, so I got a pour, and it is good. It's a lower proof, so it's it's very smooth. There is no heat. But talk about easy, simple, delicious sipper. I mean,
plus it does have a very comparable topper to the Blanton's. Instead of the rider on the horse, it actually has a Caribou, same metal style topper as the Blanton's bottle.
I don't think I've ever heard of this. Like you two are gushing over it. You've seen it.
Have
you tried it?
I have not tried it. I've
never heard of it.
I've run across it twice.
Was it in the box with like the not hologram, but the kind of foily reflective?
Yeah, it was kind of a blue and green foiled kind of. Yep.
Yeah.
Both times it was in the box. The box was in pristine shape too.
Yeah.
No bent corners or anything.
Yeah.
I popped the lid over.
The black tooth grin with the Caribou instead of the crown, does that elevate it a little? I don't know if it does or not.
I like where you're going with it, though.
That would be blasphemy in the metal community. The black tooth grin is very specific. It does not change. It is never altered. It will stay that way
cocktail
until the earth is engulfed in flames.
I'm all about blasphemy. The absurd, the more blasphemous, and
the more
absurd.
irreverent, the better.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
I guess tonight, though, we're talking about Elijah Craig.
We're talking about the Reverend. Wasn't he a Reverend?
Elijah Craig?
Elijah Craig, I believe he was a Reverend, right?
He was?
Yeah.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do you want to go through our ratings?
Yes.
Absolutely.
What'd you get on the nose?
Yeah, what'd you guys get on the nose?
I gave it a 4.
A 4 on the nose? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Girl, same.
See, that's where I was like, I don't know if stingy or pass fail or whatever, but I went with 3.5, 3.5.
That's better than average.
Yep.
Yeah.
If average clocks in at 2.5,
that's a full point higher.
Yeah, it's a full point higher than average.
Yeah,
I gave it a 4.25.
Nice.
I was more impressed with it than Faith and W2 here. On the palate, I gave it a 4.5. How about you guys?
Wow.
I did a 4 again.
Another
I stuck
4.
with 3.5.
I gave it 4.25.
4.25. All right. So I was more wowed by it than anybody. Mr. W2, what'd you give it on the finish?
I gave it a 4.
Straight 4.
Whoa.
Y'all?
So I gave it a 2.5. I didn't.
No kidding.
The finish was it was fine. I liked the palate and the nose a lot better than how it finished.
Okay.
Yeah. And I stuck with the 3.5 because it was better than average. It didn't like blow me away, but it was better than average. I'd go back to it again. I really enjoyed it.
All right. Well, Tim, what did you give it on the bottle presentation?
I had the 3.5 again, but the more we sat here and looked at it, I want to bump that up to a 4. I really do enjoy the cleanness of the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
it's simple, but the information that you need is there. The cork's cool, the shape's cool, the back of it being nice and clean. So yeah, I bumped it up to a 4 on the presentation.
Yeah, like we said, or I probably did, prattling on about Crown Royal. It is an iconic, easily recognizable from a distance, or hidden, or hidden as a wrapped gift or whatever. You can tell what it is just by looking at it, by the shape. So it's definitely going to hit a higher score than average. How about Miss Faith? What did you give it on bottle presentation?
I gave it a 4.
4.0.
Yeah.
Are you going to agree with that, W2?
I wish I could. I gave it a 3 3/4.
Huh.
It's got a lot of distinguishable characteristics about it, but when it's all said and done, I just kind of felt it's just kind of, it's definitely better than average, but it's just not quite a wow factor.
I like the heavy topper and the natural cork, and that leaves you to be odd man out, Mr. W2, because I gave it a 4.0, just like everybody else did, and that brings my final score to 8 5/8.
Wow.
How about you, Mr. W2?
I had a solid 8.
Wow.
8 even. Mr.
So
Tim?
Tim and I had the same score of 7.25.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a 7.375692432
That's reserved for
friend Chandler.
Okay.
the next time we crack out those Kansas City fountain oysters.
With Casey Kidd.
Yeah. So, dear listener, if you're listening, you have no idea what we're talking about. Go back to our YouTube channel, or I guess
look for Thanksgiving.
Anywhere that you live, your favorite podcast app of choice, and check out the Thanksgiving episode. What was it? Thanksgiving Across State Lines.
Yep.
And we've got
2 hours long.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour episode. When we post those things, like the extra long episodes, especially around holidays, we can just see in our minds, that people are busy cooking and doing some last minute wrapping and maybe cleaning up around the house, whatever, getting prepared for the madness that's about to descend upon their household. And so they just need something in the background to keep their mind occupied, and it gives them something to do while they're busy doing other things. So when we release a 2-hour episode, that's kind of what we expect. We're here to help keep them entertained and along for the ride.
Right.
We had a great time with Chandler and
it was.
Oh my God, it was so much.
Tennessee and Faith. Yeah, Chandler. What did you call him? The KC Kid.
Casey Kidd.
We still belly laugh. Like when we tell people about different segments of that episode, we still laugh like it just happened. It's just so silly.
But that's, going into tonight, we're like, all right, don't let it fall off the rails and get so far off. But that for me, listening back to it, that's what led to the fun of it.
I was like, I don't want Jonathan to get mad at us.
I'm not that easily angered.
Okay, good.
I only look that way when I'm on stage, and I'm like, "Rawr!" Screaming into the microphone, mad at dad, mad at dad, mad at dad, fuck you. So I have written down here, some say this bourbon is criminally underrated. We tend to agree. Very tasty and shareable bourbon that lends a delicious Kentucky hug every time.
I like it.
He likes it. How about you guys? You guys got any final words?
I think at the price point, it's great. I mean, it's you're going to find it on the shelves. It's going to be affordable, and definitely,
it's a no-brainer.
It's a good tasting bourbon.
True that.
I like it. I like it too. So, thank you, dear listener, for listening to this episode of the Savor the Burn podcast, coming at you live from the Savor the Burn studios. And thanks again for listening on your favorite podcast app of choice. And send us an email. You can send the podcasting email, info@savortheburn.com. You can send me an email, Jonathan@savortheburn.com, Mr. W2@savortheburn.com. Don't type out Mr. W2. It's W2@savortheburn.com. I could just see somebody getting all pissed off, like, this fucking email doesn't exist. Bounced. It's stupid. Why am I getting this return to sender shit? Anyway, so send us an email. Let us know what you think about the Elijah Craig. Any of them, actually. If you have an Elijah Craig that we've never heard of, we want to know about it. And we're probably going to show up at your front doorstep with microphones in hand, ready to go. Or maybe not. Who knows where you people live.
Funny.
And we don't know what you people do in your spare time.
Family show.
Yeah, I wasn't going there.
Oh.
Holy smokes. Hey-o.
Neither was I. No.
Too late, sir. So, anyway, thank you for listening. And always, no matter who you are, what you're drinking, who you're drinking it with, always keep on
burning.